So today, let's have a quick review for the topics about simple interest, compound interest, at saka depreciation. So I prepared some or several examples for us to answer. Okay. So start muna tayo with the definitions. So then again, interest. Interest is the amount of money earned or paid for the use of money. So yung interest, yun yung kinikita ng pera natin kapag nag invest tayo or kapag ka nag-loan kayo, yun yung kikitain nung bangko. Okay, so yun yung nadadagdag na amount dun sa inyong original money. Right? There are two types of interest. Tandaan. We have the simple interest. This is the interest that is calculated only on the original amount of money, which we call the principal. So kapag nag-invest ka ng money, there is a certain percentage of that money that will be earned no after a certain period of time. So sa simple interest, kino-compute natin kung magkano yung kikitain ng pera mo after some time. Okay, so laging naka-based yung kikitain niya sa principal amount. While sa compound interest naman, this is the interest calculated on both the original principal and the interest that has already been earned. So sa simple interest, no, ang pagkakaiba ng dalawang yan, sa simple interest, fixed yung amount na madadagdag after a period of time. No? Paulit-ulit yun. Kasi lagi niyang kinakalculate based on the original amount. Pero sa compound interest, habang tumatagal, let's say nag-invest ka ng money, habang tumatagal yung investment mo, no? Kapag several years yung lumilipas, nadadagdagan yung amount na kinikita niya. Kasi, idinadagdag niya yung previously na kinitang interest dun sa original principal bago niya i-calculate ulit yung interest. So, that's how compound interest works. Okay, so meron tayong dalawang uri ng formula to calculate the maturity value, which is denoted but by our letter or symbol, letter A. No? So A here is our maturity value. P is our principal, of course. R is our annual interest rate for simple interest. Wala tayong N for simple interest o yun yung tinatawag nating compounding periods per year. No? Sa simple interest, walang ganon. So, annual yan. And then, T for the time in years. Pagdating naman sa compound interest, nagkaroon na tayo ng symbol or letter N, which denotes our number of compounding periods per year. Tandaan, iba-iba yan. Pag sinabing annually, yung compounding period, once a year. Kapag sinabing semi-annually, twice a year or every 6 months. Kapag naman sinabing quarterly, that means every 3 months or 4 times a year. Okay, so yung n equals 4. And then pag sinabing monthly, no, that is equivalent to 12 times a year. Okay, every month. Kapag naman sinabing daily, no, which is rather rare, pag sinabing daily yung compounding period, depende yan. Some companies use 360 days, some companies use 365 days. Now, it depends upon the situation. Okay? So let us calculate some values, no? Bago yon, define muna natin yung depreciation. Again, ang depreciation, this is actually the amount or depreciation is the amount in which an asset or an item lessens its value after some time. So, pabawas ng pabawas yung value ng isang asset. Basically, minsan, every year, no, bumabawas yan. Halimbawa, bumili ka ng cellphone today. After some time, no, let's say after 1 year, gusto mo ibenta yung cellphone, you cannot actually sell it with the same amount that you bought it, no? Hindi na pwedeng ibenta ng parehong presyo, lalo na kung nagamit mo na, no? Kasi nagdi-depreciate ang value ng cellphone. Halimbawa, dahil sa paggamit o kaya naman dahil outdated na yung phone, may mas bago ng technology na nag-exist or lumabas no, this year. So, magiging mura yung value nung previously owned na cellphone. Sa depreciation, meron tayong tinatawag na salvage value. Salvage value is the estimated cash amount a company expects to receive when selling or disposing of an asset at the end of its useful life. So yung salvage value, yan na yung lowest possible amount ng isang object kapag ibebenta, no, after ng useful life niya o yung number ng years na useful siya. Pag sinabi namang book value, this is the net value of a company or an asset as recorded in financial bookkeeping records. For a single asset, it is original cost minus accumulated depreciation. So, ang book value naman, ito naman yung amount ng isang asset after some time, no? Let's say, ang useful lifespan ng object na yun ay 10 years. Pero gusto mo nang ibenta yung asset mo na yun after 5 years of using it, no? At gumagana pa naman siya, ibebenta mo siya. So, i-calculate mo lang yung original cost niya minus kung magkano yung value na nag-depreciate na siya after the specific number of years, no? Ang book value at salvage value, magiging equal yan kapag yung number of years ay equal sa number of useful life nung object na yan or nung asset na yan. Okay? So, yung depreciation is the gradual decrease in the value of an asset over time due to, of course, wear and tear, no? Yung paggamit natin o kaya naman aging sa kalumaan. Frequent use, pareho na rin yan dun sa wear and tear. Technological improvement, so medyo outdated na siguro yung ginagamit mong asset na yun or uh, object na yun. At saka obsolescence, or baka hindi na siya pasok para sa current technology na meron tayo ngayon. Okay, so meron tayong two types ng depreciation. Yung straight line depreciation, this is the most common, no? Yung consistent na amount na nababawas dun sa asset mo every year. Tapos meron din tayong declining balance depreciation. But we'll focus today on straight line depreciation. So straight line method tayo. Tapos, ito naman yung formula for depreciation again. To calculate the annual depreciation using the straight line method, it's simply D, which denotes the annual depreciation expense. That is equal to this to C, which is our initial cost, the original cost of the asset, minus S, which is our salvage value, divided by N, which is the useful life, or this is actually uh, denoted in years, no? And then yung book value naman is simply book value equals the original cost minus depreciation times the number of years na nagamit mo yung object na yun. So usually, ito yung basis ng mga pricing ng mga bagay-bagay sa market. Lalo na kapag bumibili tayo ng second-hand item. So dyan sila nagbe-base ng kanilang pricing. Okay, so let us have some examples. Right, so number one, we have the problem. Melba invested her money in a bank that offers 12% simple interest per year. After 8 years, her investment matured to 100,000 pesos. How much money did Melba, this is a typographical error, did Melba originally invest? Okay. All right, so let's answer this problem. So, first, whenever you answer any kind of problem, list down all the information that you have, no? So, ano tong 12%? This is our rate, no? Remember, the formula for this is actually simple interest lang. So, mas madali to compared to compound interest. So, that is A equals P times 1 plus RT. No? Or actually, this came from this formula. A is equal to P plus I. And we know I is PRT or P times R times T. So I simply substituted PRT to I. So I got this. And then factored out the principal amount, no, or yung P natin. So dun yan ang galing, ha? Alright, so let's use that. And then list down everything that we know about this problem. So sabi dyan, nag-invest daw si Melba ng money sa bank. So, we do not know how much Melba invested in that bank. So, principal amount yung nawawala. And then 12%, that is our annual interest rate. That's 12%. But then again, we have to convert this into its decimal form, which is 0.12. Supposed to be, dapat marunong na mag-convert, ha? Ang shortcut lang dyan, you just have to move the decimal point twice to the left. Okay? Tas ito namang 8 years. Of course, this is our time. So 8. And then, we have, what's this? Her investment matured to 100,000 pesos. So from the word matured, this means that 100,000 pesos our maturity value. So after some time daw, yung perang ininvest ni Melba dun sa bangko na yon, naging 100,000 na. So magkano yung original money na ininvest ni Melba? Right? So let's use this formula. So A is equal to P times 1 plus R times T. So, we wanna know or we wanna solve P. So, in this case, pwede kong i-divide both sides using division property of equality, of course. Now, divide both sides na lang natin ng 1 plus RT so that we can solve for P. Okay, so 1 plus RT. So, makakancel din to. So, may bago na tayong formula. P is equal to A divided by 1 plus RT. And then substitute everything. So, para makalculate natin si P. So, that's going to be 100,000 our maturity value or our A divided by 1 plus RT. So, 1 plus the decimal form of our rate, 0.12 times time, which is our 8 years or 8. And then, using your scientific calculator, we can actually type that into your calculator. So we have, uh, that's going to be use this 100,000 divided by 1 plus 0.12 times 8. Alright, so that's how you type it. If in case your calculator ay linear, lagyan nyo ng parenthesis yung lahat ng nasa denominator. Okay? So this is our answer, 51,020.40816. But we have to, according to our lesson, no, i-ano natin yan, i-round off natin to 2 decimal places. So the answer should be P is equal to, do not forget the units, peso sign, 51,020.41 since 0 ang katabi niya ay 8. So round it up by 1. So this is the original amount that Melba invests. Approximately 51,020 pesos, no? So if you wanna check kung correct yung nakuha nating answer, pwede naman. Gamitin nyo lang ulit yung formula ng maturity value, yung original, P times 1 plus RT. Tapos tingnan natin kung tamang malapit sa 100,000 yung magiging amount. So check lang natin, 51,020.41 times 1 plus 0.12 times 8. Close parenthesis, huwag kalimutan. Ayan. So, as you can see, no, equivalent sa 100,000.0036. Sir, bakit may sumobrang decimal? That is because we rounded off the answer. Kaya nangyari yun. Okay? Alright. So, okay na tayo dyan sa problem na yan. Let's move on to the next one. Okay. Right. So, sabi naman dito, Lorenzo borrowed 100,000 from a cooperative at 10% simple interest. When the loan was fully paid, the total payment was 200,000 pesos. For how many years did Lorenzo borrow the money? So, ang nawawala naman dito, time. Simple interest din siya, no? So, we have the formula again. A is equal to P times 1 plus RT. Okay? So, we can actually use this formula to solve for time. So, sige, hindi ko na muna i-derive yung panibagong formula, no? Gamitin na natin siya as is sa ating problem. Tapos divide both sides na lang siguro. Alright, so list down muna natin yung mga alam natin about the problem. So, si Lorenzo daw, he borrowed 100,000 pesos sa cooperative. So, of course, yan yung ating principal amount. 100,000 pesos from a cooperative. Tapos, meron daw yung 10% simple interest. Okay? So, yan yung ating R. 10%. Convert that again into its decimal form. Pwedeng 0.1 or pwede ring 0.10. Pareho lang yan. Okay? And then, nawawala yung ating time. No? Ilang years binayaran ni Lorenzo, no? Yung pera na yan. Kasi nung nabayaran niya na daw, 200,000 na yung amount ng money. So, yan yung ating maturity value, 200,000 pesos. Okay? So, ang sasolve natin dito is our time. Okay, so again, let's use this formula. A equals P times 1 plus RT. So, substitute everything. So, 200,000 is equal to P, our initial amount, 100,000 times 1 plus R. Our R is 0.1 times T. Okay, so nawawala dito yung ating time. So, from this formula, para matanggal natin yan, we can divide both sides by 100,000. So, divide natin both sides ng 100,000. Cancel. So, 200,000 divided by 100,000, that's actually 2. And that's equal to 1 plus 0.1 times t. Okay? So, algebra na lang, no? Konting algebra. We can actually transfer that. So, that becomes 2 minus 1 is equal to 0.1 times t. Tapos 2 minus 1 is 1. That's 0.1t. Tapos divide both sides na lang ito. Divide both sides by 0.1. Okay. So we know that this is time is equivalent to 10. Okay. Or t equals 10. Kahit hindi na natin i-calculate. Pero kung gusto niyo i-verify, no? Pwede nyo naman i-calculate. Ayan, 1 divided by 0.1 just for verification lang. 1 divided by 0.1, that's equal to 10. Okay? Or T equals 10 years. So, ibig sabihin, 10 years binayaran ni Lorenzo yung 100,000 na yon. Tapos, kasama yung interest, naging 200,000 pesos na yung total niyang binayaran. Halos dumoble na. Okay? And that's it for this problem. Let's move to the next problem. So Kiko invested 50,000 pesos in a bank that pays 6% interest compounded quarterly. He wants his investment to grow to approximately 75,861.11 pesos. How many years will it take for in his investment to reach this amount? So, no nakaraan, no, we have discussed na pwede natin tong gawin manually. So, para siyang ika-calculate nyo lang manually how many years approximately will it take for your 50,000 to reach 75,861.11 since hindi pa na-i-introduce sa inyo ang logarithm. Again, whenever we solve problems involving exponents, no, we can actually apply the logarithm function or logarithms. No? Kaya lang kasi since grade 10 pa kayo, no, hindi pa introduce sa inyo ang logarithm but we'll be using that. So, every time na meron tayong exponential expression, let's say we have 10 raised to 3 is equal to 1,000, di ba? 10 cubed is 1,000. We know that, di ba? 10 times 10 times 10. So, if we apply logarithm, no? The logarithm method. So, the logarithm states that the logarithm of a number, let's say b, let's say m, no, to the base b, that's equal to the exponent, right? That's equal to e. So, say for example, you have here b raised to e is equal to m. So, kapag gusto mo ma-solve yung exponent niya, pwede mong gamitin yung logarithm. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, the logarithm of m, which is 1,000 in this case, to the base 10. Pag base 10, usually hindi na natin yan sinusulat. Understood yan sa logarithm. That's equal to 3. Alright? So if we wanna know the exponent, yan yung i-apply natin today to solve for years. Okay, so yung logarithm method. So ganito lang siya gawin. Okay, you listen. Alright, so Kiko invested 50,000 pesos in a bank that pays 6% interest compounded quarterly. Alright, so let's list down everything. So obviously, 50,000 is our principal amount, 50,000 pesos. And then 6% compounded quarterly. So 6% is our rate. Compound interest to from the word compounded. Okay. So rate is 6%. Convert na natin. That's 0.06. And then that's compounded quarterly. So our N is 4. Kasi di ba quarterly is 4 times a year. Right? And then we have 75,861.11. Yan yung magiging value ng pera niyang 50,000 in the future. So it means yan yung ating maturity value. 75,861.11 pesos. Tapos ang nawawala yung time. How many years? So gaano katagal bago ma-reach ng pera niya yung amount na to? Okay? So, gamitin natin yung formula ng compound interest. That's equal or A is equal to P times 1 plus R divided by N raised to N times T. So, in this case, ang isosolve natin yung time. So, exponent siya. Gagamitan natin ng logarithm. Alright? So, solve na tayo. A is 75,861.11. Palitan. Okay? Then P is 50,000, of course. Yan yung ating principal amount. 1 plus R divided by N. Our R is 0.06 divided by N, which is 4, and raised to 4T. Okay. Alright. So, first, tanggalin muna natin tong 50,000 by dividing both sides of our equation by 50,000 pesos. Okay. Okay. And then, we will get on the left side, no, that's 75,000 divide 75,861.11 divided by 50,000. So that's all. Lista muna natin lahat ha. Huwag muna kayo mag-omit ng decimal. So 1.517222. Lilista ko lahat. So that magiging mas accurate yung sagot natin. Kasi pag ni-round off ko kagad yan, pwedeng maiba ng konti. So this will be canceled. Ayan, tapos itong nasa loob nung parenthesis, 1 plus 0.06 divided by 4, solve na rin natin yan. Okay. So yan ay 1 plus, pwede nyo gamitin to, 0.06 over 4. And that will give us 203 over 200, pindutin nyo lang to para maging decimal. 1.015. Yan. 1.015 raised to 40. Okay? So, pwede natin ngayon i-apply yung logarithm on both sides. So, logarithm of 1.572222. O, ilalog ko pareho sa next line ko na gawin. Sige, tanggalin mo natin yan para di kayo malito. So, logarithm, baba natin konti, of 1.517222 is equal to logarithm of 1.015 raised to 40. Ayan. At tapos merong property yung logarithm na kapag meron kang exponent, you can put it here sa front. Property yan ng logarithmic functions or logarithms. Alright, so rewrite natin. So magiging ganito siya. Logarithm of 1.5172222 is equal to 40 Ayan, 40. Naka-multiply yan, 40 times logarithm of 1.015. Ayan, ganyan siya, ha. Okay, calculate natin left and right. So, yung nasa left muna, ito yon logarithm ng 1.5172222. So, that will give us 0.18, or lagay ko na lahat, 0. Or better to do it this way para isahan na lang. Hindi na tayo mahirapan. Divide both sides na pala natin kagad. Divide both sides ng log 1.015. Ayan. Para mas madali. Isang type na lang sa calcu. Hindi na kayo mahirapan. 1.015. So, cancel na to. So, yung nasa left na lang ang itatype natin. This is way easier, no? Log 1.5, sorry, 5172222, close parenthesis. Sa ilalim naman, logarithm of 1.015. Ayan. And that will be equal to 28.00000 something. So, round off na lang natin, 28. No? 28 is equal to 4t. Oh, wala na yan eh. 4t na lang. So, ngayon, t ang sinosolve natin. So, we know 28 is equal to 4t. And we want to find out t. So, divide both sides by 4. Ayan. Cancel. So, t equals 7. So, ibig sabihin, 7 years, no? 7 years in-invest. Or kailangan i-invest ni Kiko yung pera niyang 50,000 para maging 75,861.11. Check nga natin if we just have to use the formula of compound interest. So, kung 50,000 yung pera niya, initially, times 1 plus r divided by n. So, 0.06 ang ating interest rate. Compounded quarterly, so divided by 4. Raised to 4 times 7. 4 yung ano niya, NT eh. N times T. So, 4 times 7. Check natin. Ayun na nga, no? So, tama. 75,861.11 yung magiging amount. So, tama yung nakuha nating amount ng pera, no? Yung number of years na kailangan i-invest ni Kiko yung kanyang 50,000 para ma-reach yung amount na gusto niya, 7 years. Okay? So, ganun yung ginagamit ang logarithm. Pareho lang yung magiging epekto niyan if in case ang ginamit nyo yung ln o yung natural logarithm. Kung nakikita nyo sa calculator nyo, yung katabi ng log, yung ln, pareho lang yun, ha? Sa case na to. Pareho lang sila ng result. Okay? And next. Ay, hindi ko nalagyan ng space. Ayan. Si Isabel daw, magpa-purchase siya ng delivery truck for 4,860,000 pesos. Or nag-purchase siya ng delivery truck. The truck has a useful life of 10 years. If the truck depreciates by 200,000 pesos every year, no, annually, find the salvage value and the book value of the truck after 6 years. Right, so answer natin to. Madali lang to. No? So, ang hinahanap natin dito ay salvage value. Alright, so remember, ang formula natin, D is equal to, or annual depreciation is equal to cost minus salvage value divided by N, o yung useful number of years niya. So, kung gusto nating ma-solve yung depreciation o yung salvage value, pwede nating i-multiply yung N sa D. So, magiging ganito siya. D times N is equal to C minus S. Okay? Tapos gusto nyo i-solve yung S, lipat nyo lang siya or transfer it to the other side. So, S plus D times N equals C. Magiging ganyan, di ba? So, S yung sinasolve nyo, yung DN, lipat nyo sa kabila. So, magiging S is equal to C minus D times N. Yan yung magiging formula natin to get the salvage value or salvage value. Okay, so salvage value is equal to original cost minus D or depreciation, annual depreciation expense times N, the useful number of years. Sige, rewrite natin yan. Solve natin yung salvage value. Sorry, hindi ko nalagyan ng malaking space yung aking presentation. Pero tutuloy ko na to para matapos natin. So, C minus D times N. Multiply yan ha, yung DF. Okay? So, kagaya ng ginagawa natin sa interest, lista muna natin lahat ng alam natin. So, ano tong 4.860 million? Ayan, 4,860,000. That is our cost. Yan yung original cost ng delivery truck. 4,860,000 pesos. Ano naman ton 200,000? Yan yung annual depreciation amount niya o yung D. So every year, bababa yung presyo ng delivery truck ng 200,000 pesos for 10 years. So yan yung ating N. Yan yung useful number of years niya or useful lifespan. Okay? 10 years. Okay. So, substitute na lang. Salvage value is equal to cost. That's 4,860,000 pesos minus the depreciation amount. Sorry, usog ko lang ng konti. Wala kasing space. Nakalimutan. No? So, S equals 4,860,000 pesos minus 200,000 pesos times number of years niyang useful, 10. Right? So, S equals, type na natin sa scientific calculator yan ng diretso, 4,860,000 minus 200,000 times 10 years. Okay? So, 2,860,000. Yan yung salvage value nung delivery truck. 2,860,000 pesos after 10 years. Okay? So, that's how you solve the salvage value. Tapos daw yung book value naman ng truck after 6 years. So, yung book value na formula natin, parang kamukha lang din ng nasa taas. Book value is original cost minus depreciation times number of years. Yung kung ilang years lang yung calculation nyo. No? So, solve na natin. Book value is equal to 4,860,000 pesos minus D is our depreciation amount, 200,000 times 6 years. Magkano daw yung presyo ng truck na yon kung 6 years lang nagamit ni Isabel? Okay? So, sige. Solve natin. So, 4,860,000 pesos minus 200,000 times 6. So, yan, yung amount ng truck after 6 years. So, ang kanyang book value after 6 years ay tumataginting na 3,660,000 pesos. 3,660,000 pesos after magamit ng 6 years. Okay, yun yung kanyang book value. So, nag-depreciate siya ng how much? Subtract nyo na lang. Okay? Hopefully, nakatulong tong maiksing reviewer na ginawa ko. And good luck to your test. Thank you, everyone.